don't even know what's
See,
going
they
on, but
trying to slay him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaidyn and Justin present, that tape exists. I really hope none of that baby oil was used on those kids. That would just be in bad taste. Baby oil on babies.
you can't say that the flavor camp was sponsored by Johnson and Johnson. You just come on, come on.
Starting to sound that way, ain't it?
No.
All
Yeah,
that
that
talent, and they and she let Charlie tune that boy up on coke, knowing that he was bipolar and had ADHD.
Mm.
What kind of mother would do that to her son?
Earlier this year, I was hired to be a performer on a major tour with somebody who is huge in the industry. Unfortunately, some things happened, and I can't get into the details of exactly what that was, because it's already a legal issue.
This shit looking real bad for Will Smith in these streets. First, it's the whole entanglement with Jaidyn and August Alsina. Then his daughter is writing Tupac letters. Now this shit.
Looks like 50 Cent is coming for Will Smith next, after he was sued for allegedly getting men into gay freak-offs. Looks like all those allegations made about him regarding Bruhshere Gray were not that crazy. And as if that wasn't bad enough, he was also exposed for allegedly touching Jaidyn. Remember those weird videos of him trying to kiss Jaidyn multiple times, even though Jaidyn looked disgusted? Well, it looks like there was more to it than we thought. No wonder Jaidyn ran out of there as soon as he had the chance to. Now, the crazy thing about all this is that people still didn't think there was more going on between Jaidyn and Will till Jaguar Wright came out to tell us. Everyone just assumed that Jada would be looking out for him, since that's literally her son. But from the looks of it, she was letting Will do whatever he wanted, as long as she could get her back blown by August Alsina. Now, if y'all remember, Jaidyn had some serious substance issues some years ago. He went from being a healthy-looking boy to looking extremely malnourished and drugged out all the time. At some point, people thought the substances were going to be the end of him because he genuinely looked really bad. Well, it turns out Jaidyn started using those drugs to help him fade out of reality because of what Will was allegedly doing to him. Jaguar Wright even claims this is why Jaidyn moved out of Will and Jada's house at just 16.
I hate saying these things because their children are dope, but Jaidyn's kind of MIA. And considering that he emancipated from their household at 16 and refused to come back even to do family interviews.
And I hope y'all remember those videos of Will trying so hard to kiss Jaidyn on the lips. And instead of people seeing this for the red flag it was, they thought it was funny. If he was confidently trying to kiss him in public, you can only imagine what he was allegedly doing to him behind closed doors.
kiss my son. Kiss my son. Jaidyn, come on. I love him, Ellen. I love him. I do. No, you know, it's I think I mean, you know, when you have kids and you love them and you're proud of them, you just want to kiss them in the mouth sometimes.
We'll have to get you over that.
Oh, but it doesn't end there. There have also been rumors that aside from Jaidyn, Will has also been luring other boys into his home under the guise of a mentorship. Jaguar even went as far as accusing him of doing this to Bruhshere and Meek Mill. And get this, she also claims that there is a secret tape of Justin Bieber, Will, Jaidyn, Diddy, and Bruhshere having a freak-off.
Bisexual, they do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills, Bruhshere Gray, left that house screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed dog.
See, they trying to slay him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaidyn and Justin present, that tape exists.
Okay.
I really hope none of that baby oil was used on those kids. That would just be in bad taste. Baby oil on babies.
You can't say that the flavor camp was sponsored by Johnson & Johnson. You just come on. Come on.
Starting to sound that way, ain't it?
No.
All that talent, and she let Charlie tune that boy up on knowing that he was bipolar and had ADHD. What kind of mother would do that to her son? Turn him into a prostitute so you could pretend to be something more than what you are, which is nothing more than a filly. You're a big old they're making your son out to be, that's for sure. Because he didn't have no choice. You was down by all. I'm sorry, the Bruhshere conversation for me is not easy. Because I came to Belial and I asked Belial to help me save the kids, and all he was worried about was his book.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Don't nobody care about these kids. Don't nobody care about these kids.
Now, for those of y'all who are somehow still out of the loop about what happened to Bruhshere, he was reportedly handed over to Diddy and Will for a mentorship program when he was 17. But that mentorship never actually happened. Jaguar claims that the reason Bruhshere was able to be handed over to Will by his then-manager Charlie Mack was that Bruschere's mom, Andrea Mayberry, was also in on it, and she allowed everything to happen.
Say, Andy, I'm talking about Bruschere's mom. I'm gonna kick you in your and I'm gonna go to work North Philly style. F you and Charlie. You happy now? He's a gay star. Are you happy now, Andy? For a book that didn't sell? I hope that new husband of yours leaves you. And maybe it's time you tell your son why his father is really in jail, his biological father, for all of his life, and what you had to do with it. You CI. I'm sorry. That came to me and begged me for my help. I told her to get the fuck away from Charlie. I did everything that I could do to get Bruhshere, to help her get Bruhshere out of California into Chicago safe, to be ready for filming. She knew she knew what Will did to him. But because of Charlie, see? And Charlie had promised her all kinds of things. And all she had to do was pretend to be a broken down single mom who worked her way up through the ghetto and raised a superstar for television, when the truth is she wasn't nothing but a dealer's. That's all she ever was. She went from dealer to dealer, and then she snitched on whoever she needed to snitch on until she could get to the bigger bag, until she got with Larry Lair, my friend who raised Bruhshere in $1 million home. Your whole book is lies, Andy, and I hope anybody that bought it asks for a refund and demands it comes out of your pocket every time they see your son's gay. You and Charlie Mack.
Jaguar also claims that after Cassie filed her lawsuit, Bruhshere was also in talks with lawyers to file a lawsuit against Will and Diddy, but he was allegedly threatened and had to pull back from it because his life was in danger. Now, when it comes to the exact lawsuit she's talking about, people believe it is the $50 million lawsuit against Diddy and Will, which Bruhshere was previously reported to be working on. This suit was revealed by a blind item, and it read, "I suspect the soon-to-step-forward male victim of by this A-list mogul will not be the last man to do so. Sean Diddy Combs." Now, I don't know how true the rumors are about Will silencing Bruhshere, but baby, from the looks of it, he isn't doing a good job silencing the others. And when I say others, I'm talking about his ex-tour violinist Brian King Joseph, who recently sued him for SA, wrongful termination, and retaliation. In the suit, Brian accused Will of alleged behavior and deliberately grooming and priming him for further sexual exploitation while he was working with him on his Based on a True Story 2025 tour this past spring. The suit alleges that Will hired Brian in November 2024 to perform at a show in San Diego and was subsequently invited to join his 2025 tour and play on his upcoming album. As their relationship grew closer, Will told Brian that, "You and I have such a special connection that I don't have with anyone else." As if all this wasn't weird enough, things definitely got even weirder in March 2025 when his bag, which contained his hotel room key, went missing for several hours. Mind you, it was only members of management who had access to his room. Anyway, later that night, Joseph returned to find that someone had unlawfully entered the room and left behind belongings including wipes, a bottle of HIV medication with another individual's name, and a note that read, "Brian, I'll be back no later, just us, Stone F." Brian took this as a warning that an unknown individual would soon return to his room to engage in sexual acts with him, because obviously the entire situation was crazy as hell. So he notified hotel security and Will's team, but he claims that just days later, a member of the management team shamed him for the incident and told him he was being terminated, suggesting that he made the whole thing up. Can you believe that? Now here's the thing, a lot of people don't believe Brian at all. They feel like his entire story isn't adding up. And guess what? 50 Cent also feels the same way. In fact, he reacted to the news by showing his support for Will and warning him to keep his guard up before he's destroyed too. He made a post saying, "WTF is going on? I got a movie I want Will for. This fool is just mad he got fired." It's unclear why exactly 50 thinks Brian is lying, considering all the rumors about Will, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see where this trial goes. As usual, people had their own thoughts, like this person who said, "If 50 defends someone, then they gotta be innocent." Another person said, "If 50 is on the defense, then shoot, it has to be true, because that man rarely agrees." But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think of 50 Cent defending Will despite all the allegations against him? And do you really believe everything Brian is saying? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.